Well, hello again, and welcome to the Cheers to Comics podcast. I am your host, as always, Brian Wayne, and this is another edition of Pull List Priorities. This week, I will be going over all of the books to get jazzed about on the 2nd of October, 2019. So, if you're not familiar with what this segment is, it is essentially what I just said. I go over all the books getting ready to come out. Not necessarily all the books, but a good heap and helping of them, that's for sure. A lot of the stuff that I'm reading that's popular, whether I'm reading it or not. New number ones, you get the gist. So, I don't feel like I need to drag this on anymore. Let's just get right down to it. Let's start with SourcePoint Press. SourcePoint Press actually had books that were scheduled to come out on the 25th, but that did not happen. So here we are on the 2nd, and we've got a couple of books to talk about from SourcePoint Press. The first one being Dead End Kids number 3. This is a 3-issue miniseries that is taking the indie world by storm. It's good stuff, man. I've dug the first 2 issues. Frank Gogel's killing it. And then the other book from SourcePoint Press, I know I get to talk about 2 from SourcePoint, is Gutter Magic number 1. You know I like to shout out them number 1s. Let's see what it's all about. Rich Doik and Brett Barkley. I don't know why they did it that way. Here we go, a preview's description fuckery again. Alright, it's magic and mayhem in Manhattan as Cinder Burns finds the key to a spell that will unleash his potential as a wizard and grant him the magical powers he's always wanted. The only problem? He can't cast a spell to save his life. With the help of his partner in crime, Blacktooth, Cinder sets out across the city hoping to find the spell's creator before the necromantic crime lord he stole it from catches up to him. Right on. SourcePoint Press, bringing it. Let's do Boom Studios. Why not? There's not a whole lot of indie publishers putting out stuff this week, so I'm kind of bouncing around with the indies. So bear with me. Oh, we've got. Oh, that's a second printing. Never mind. What the fuck's coming out in Boom? Oh, here we go. Strange Skies over East Berlin. This doesn't have a description in any way, shape, or form. Jeff Loveness, Lissandro Esterin on the creative team. But Boom lately has been really doing no wrong. So as blind as you can go into that, why not? I'm going to check it out. And for all you Hulkamaniacs out there, I don't know, I don't watch wrestling anymore, but there's a wrestling book, WWE SmackDown number 1. It's my understanding that SmackDown's moving to network TV, Fox on Fridays or some shit like that. I don't know, but this seems to be kind of like a backstage thing. I don't need to give a full description here. A wrestling comic, come on. What other indie show I talk about? Let's do Dynamite. We've got Black Terror number 1. This is a book that I was excited about in the previews. So we've got Max Bemis. I haven't seen him since Moon Knight. And Matt Guadio. So Bob Benton has settled into his boring life of being a pharmacist. A daily routine, a coworker he has a crush on. These are the things that keep him happy. But creeping below the surface are his memories of being a hero. Struggling against his urges to fight crime, he has suddenly set down a path he thought he had left behind, needing to be a vigilante, ready to once again punch crime in the face and become the Black Terror. Ooh, a superhero book. I like it. Like I said, I dig Max Bemis quite a bit, so... And there's a bunch of variants to choose from. The other Dynamite book I wanted to talk about, well, yeah, it's more Vampirella. I mean, Red Sonja. Your typical Dynamite stuff, really. So there's always something coming out from there. Let's do IDW. IDW has been fun. We've got Kanto, number 5 of 6. This has been an amazing miniseries from IDW. I love little Kanto so much. That little fucker's got all the heart in the world, considering he literally has no heart. And that's what he's searching for, to give to someone else. Kanto's awesome. I highly recommend it. It's only a 6-issue miniseries, so yes, not a lot to invest in, but you do get your money's worth, that's for sure. Dungeons and Dragons, A Darkened Wish, number 3. So we got some Dungeons and Dragons action going on. Fuck yeah. What else from IDW? The end of the Transformers Ghostbusters crossover. So all you bastards that have been reading that crossover, I hear it's some of the best Transformers in comics in some time. So yeah, and Ghostbusters. So why the fuck not? What else? Dark Horse? It's got to be some Dark Horse, right? What is going on in Dark Horse? Oh, Berserker Unbound. Jeff Lemire, Mike Diodato. This is yeah. The warrior known as the Mongrel King, trapped in a modern world with no doubt but a sympathetic homeless... With what? With no one but a sympathetic homeless man to keep him company. Finds himself confronted by new dangers and old threats from his homeland. That description doesn't do a whole lot of justice. This has been a fucking fun story. The first issue, brutal as fuck. Second issue, a lot more lighthearted. But nevertheless, Berserker Unbound is incredible. It's been my favorite Lemire stuff in a while. No One Left to Fight, number 4 of 5. The comic we always wanted. So, if you're not familiar with what this is, essentially, I kind of classify it as the Americanized Dragon Ball Z. Or, I've coined the term Eagle Ball Z, but that's just me. No one else is using that. That's but essentially, it is what if Goku and all of them just ran out of shit to punch. So it's kind of them wanting to punch each other, but not so much. It's a really, really fun book. And wear some sunglasses, because that motherfucker is colorful. More indies. Yeah, Image is going to wrap out the indies. Birthright, number 40. I don't know what Birthright is, but I would imagine at 40 issues, it's got to be something, right? Joshua Williamson, Andre Bresson. End of a story arc, so that's something, right? That means that 41 would be a potentially good jumping on point. I can't say that with confidence, as you could tell in the question in my voice. But I don't know. I would imagine that a title that has 40 issues to it as an indie, it's got to be doing something right. Dead Eyes, number 1. All right, what's this? Jerry Duggan and John McCree. All right, this issue contains previously published material. All right, in the 1990s, Dead Eyes was a prolific stick-up man and hoodlum in Boston until he took down one last big score and disappeared. Nobody ever discovered the truth. He retired to be with the love of his life, but now he's back in the mask to save her. No one, not his wife, Jesus Christ. No one, not his wife, the mafia, or the cops, is happy that he's out of retirement. Okay. I'm sure that the book is so much better than that description led to believe. Copra, number 1. This is a series premiere. Michael Fife, all of Michael Fife. So, acclaimed comics amateur. All right, Michael Fife picks up where his band of mercenary misfits left off, reintroducing the entire cast of his Suicide Squad-esque revenge machine in a brutal standoff against their own leader. Jump right into the thick of it with the world's greatest action team in this extra-length debut milestone, 36 pages. All right. Yeah, I don't know. No, that one's not for me, but for someone, I guarantee it. Die. This one's seems to be for everyone. Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans. All right, so this is part 3 of the latest story arc. I read the first 6 issues, and I'm as interesting and as great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the book. It's just not the type of story that keeps me pulled in. As much as I love the Dungeons and Dragons and all of that stuff, it's essentially its own little thing, its own little twist on that. It really is a great concept, but unfortunately, that concept doesn't pull me in. Alright, what else? Maneaters? Maneaters number 12. Chelsea Kane. Alright, it's cool. This is the end, I think. Handbook for the Revolution. Our 12-issue run of Maneaters culminates with this comic, sacred text, satirical manifesto, cat care informational booklet with step-by-step instruction manual for dismantling the patriarchy. Each copy comes with a little bit of hope at no additional cost. I don't read this book. Yeah, I hear good things though. I hear good things. What else? Man, no. Oh, what is this? Nomen Omen. All right. Marco B. Bucci. Nomen Omen number 1 of 15. Total Eclipse of the Heart, Part 1. No matter how fast you run, sooner or later your past will catch up to you. Enter Becky Kumar, a geeky 20-year-old from New York City who is about to cross the veil between our reality and the realm of otherworldly truths. Alright, so RPG creator Marco B. Bucci. Marco B. Bucci? Fuck, what a cool name. Marco B. Bucci. I want a comic just called Marco B. Bucci. I would read that. Make it happen. Is that it for... No, that's far from it from Image. We've got these two, next two I'm definitely reading. Sea of Stars, number 4, Jason Aaron, Dennis Hallam, and, yeah. Also Stephen Green and Rico Renzi. Can't leave those guys out, even though previews did. I love this book. I went into it thinking, okay, I'll pick it up. Image number 1's usually got to go. I mean, there's value to them most of the time. But I'm starting to learn the golden rule: only collect what you want and what you like, instead of just doing shit out of speculation's sake. But thankfully, Sea of Stars, it's sticking with me. I dig it quite a bit. And Space Bandits, number 4 of 5. This is a mini-series that I decided... I read the first issue, I loved it, and since I know that it's only a 5-parter, I'm probably going to do a trade negotiation on it. I have every intention on binging all 5 issues. But this is Mark Miller and Matteo Scalera, so it's part of the Millerverse, and... yeah, enough said right there, right? That should be enough to get you onto it. So, that does it for the indies. Let's move on to DC. Batman, number 80. Uh-oh. Coming to an end, Tom King. And, oh shit, John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson did the cover. Whew. Oh, and the insides? Motherfucker. Alright, the bad guys thought it's City Bane. I'm not going to fucking describe this book. It's Batman. Do I really need to hype you guys up on Batman? Read it. I'm sure the previous description will just hurt it at this point. Oh, and it looks like DC is going to be doing a... aha! So it's a combination... so they're... oh, man. Previews is fucking hurting right now. I'm sorry. They're doing a... you're the villain variant thing, obviously. But on top of that, now it looks like they're doing deceased covers. So, yeah, let's do this. Yeah. Probably going to be taking my money again. The DC covers have not really been pulling me in lately, but I'm looking at this screen and... whew. Fuck, my wallet is already sweating. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Volume 3... number 6 of 6. I can't wait to see how this ends. I've loved this run so much. I'm getting my, get used to Tynion writing Batman. James Tynion writing Batman, because that's going to be a thing from 86 on. Or at least 86 to 100 is my understanding. I could be wrong on that, but we shall see. But the stuff he's doing now with the Turtles crossover, it's fucking brilliant. I love it. Deceased, number 5 of 6. This is what I was kind of scoffing over a second ago, because the cover they have for Deceased there does not seem to be the what the cover should be, because it's also the same cover, the exact same cover they had advertised for the variant for Deathstroke. So I don't know what cover to make out of that, but as per usual, they're doing their Matina zombified variant, which is amazing, and the horror homage cover. So good shit. Deceased is, yeah, it's the best thing in comics right now, if you ask me. I wish they would. I'm sad that it's already at issue 5, even though I already want to know what happens in issue 6. It's one of those conundrums. Deathstroke, number 48. I believe Deathstroke's coming to an end at 50. So, get you some of that. Let's read the description. Christopher Priest, Carlo Paglin, and Fernando Parcerin. Those aren't names I'm used to saying. Deathstroke is back and more ruthless than ever as he challenges the Legion of Doom and continues a bloody rampage to attain the power that Lex Luthor gave to Slade's son Jericho. Meanwhile, the tragic deaths of 2 teenagers in a sleepy Arkansas country lead a local police chief to discover a secret that cost him his entire life. Or just his life. And that is, yeah. I don't read Deathstroke, but I have a lot of Deathstroke in my collection on account of those badass covers that come out. Doom Patrol, Weight of the Worlds, number 4. So this is that Young Animal stuff. Gerard Way, Jeremy Lampert, Nick Patara, sorry. As much as I want to be into this book, unfortunately, Gerard Way just hasn't captivated me yet with his writing. I didn't get into issue 1, and with as deep as my pull list is already, I don't always give everything all the chance it deserves. So unfortunately, this one might have slipped off a little too early. Well, I don't know. You be the judge. You tell me. If it's something I need to be reading, Twitter me. Green Lantern number 12. Well, it's Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp. Enough said, right? It's wordy. You got to know your Green Lantern. But if you do, I find it to be very, very enjoyable. More visually than anything. I fucking love Liam Sharp's art. Right now, he's kind of on my Mount Rushmore. Harley Quinn. Don't forget about the Quinn. Harley Quinn number 66. This is the book I pick it up every once in a while. It's not necessarily on my pull list, but if there's a story arc that intrigues me, or some hype around it, or it's just a slow week for DC, I grab it. This is probably not going to be one of those weeks, because I'm picking up some DC books. For show. Picking it up for show. Justice League number 33, Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, Bruno Redondo, and cover by Francis Matapool. So the Justice Doom War continues on. I'm really liking this art quite a bit, especially since Snyder's kind of taking the reins a little bit more. Oh fuck, who did that variant? God damn. John Boy Myers. Wow, that's not a name I've said often. Legion of Superheroes Millennium number 2 of 2. I had no idea what the fuck was going on in issue 1. No idea, but is this going to be the one where old John Kent joins the Legion? Because he sure as fuck didn't answer that question in Superman. I don't know what the Legion of Superheroes is. I'm not huge on the old school DC lore from what I'm realizing about myself. I don't know shit about old school DC. I'm a modern guy. Lois Lane, number 4 of 12. Didn't realize this one was going 12 issues. What's happening here? Greg Rucka and Mike Perkins. So, Renee Montoya wants answers. But can she handle the truth of what Lois Lane has uncovered? The questions pile up as Lois meets with both Renee and the original faceless detective, Vic Sage. I hear good things about this book, but I'm not huge into the Superman universe. Let's see. Superman Up in the Sky, number 4 of 6. I don't know what this is, but it's Tom King writing a 6-issue miniseries. So, I don't know. I haven't read any of Tom King's Superman. Maybe Tom King's going to be the guy to get me into Superman. Maybe I'm going to go back and check this out. I guess this one slipped my radar again. And the last DC book I'm fixing to talk about is Brian Michael Bendis book, Young Justice. Andre Lima helping out. Oh man, lost in the multiverse with no way home. The teens of Young Justice find themselves trapped on a dark world that was once run by the evil Justice League known as the Crime Syndicate, but is now run by their younger, more feral and anarchic? That's a hard word to say. Counterparts. The Young Fucks. Okay, you have my attention. Alright, they are not nice. Is another sentence in that description. Was that necessary? You can't... Obviously the young fucks are not nice. Good lord. I might have to check that out. Let's move on to Marvel. Wow, I'm really speeding through this. This one's going to be a lot shorter than last week. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll see. We still got all of Marvel to go through. Absolute Carnage, tie-ins, baby. Immortal Hulk #1. This is my biggest question out of this entire series. At least once I introduced Bruce Banner. So the question really didn't pop up until issue 3 of Absolute Carnage, but still, it's the biggest question throughout this entire series, more than is Miles Morales coming back or anything else like that. Oh, it is Al Ewing writing it. God damn it. Sorry. I just blew your eardrums out. This was a question that I was talking to myself about earlier today as I was pondering about this story. Is Al Ewing writing this? Getting back to my ramblings about this, my biggest question is, with spoilers, Bruce Banner popping up and getting venomized, what world of Hulk are we living in right now? But the title Immortal Hulk says a lot, and the fact that Al Ewing is writing this says a lot. So with the question of Immortal Hulk actually being borderline evil with his intentions at this point, this is very, 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 very intriguing to me. Alright, let's talk about this. I'll read the description. Hopefully previews didn't fuck this up. Before his untimely death, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross was the Red Hulk and for a time bonded to the Venom symbiote. No, I'm gonna fuck it up. I got this. I'll fuck it up for you. Bonded to the Venom symbiote alongside Alejandra Jones and Laura Kinney. What? Now Ross's corpse has been unearthed. Though why and by whom remains shrouded in mystery. Carnage. With the gamma material in Ross's body possibly in nefarious hands, that's what Bruce Banner intends to find out, one way or another. There's a lot going on in that book. Fuck, I thought it was going to be so much less. You got me. You got me, Marvel. Yeah, no, I have a feeling Marvel's going to really fill out the rest of this podcast. Bizarre Adventures. What is Bizarre Adventures? Jed McKay, Michael Conrad, Becky Cloonan, Sebastian Gerner, Francesco Mana, Chris Mooneyham, Becky Cloonan, I said that, and Carlos Pacheco did the cover. Prepare for the bizarre. To celebrate Marvel's 80th, we're resurrecting one of the wildest creations, Bizarre Adventures. Within these pages, you will see Shang-Chi take on a martial arts master, Ulysses Bloodstone, battle a master of the dark arts, Dracula meet his match, and the Marvel debut of Ickwood's Chris Onstad. Alright, these adventures will be thrilling, exciting, and most definitely bizarre. So, look at you go. There's going to be a lot of #1s this week, I believe. Black Cat #5's happening, so all you Black Cat readers. Yeah, here's your reminder. Champions is ending. #10. I would imagine that more is gonna come about real soon. Jim Zub, Steve, and Cummings, and yeah. The next generation made a vow to do better. Now they have to live up to it as the future of the champions hangs in the balance. Alright, yeah. Some Marvel titles are all coming to... not all, but there's a few that are coming to an end here soon, guys. A couple of them this week, actually. Contagion, #1 on 5. Originally, I wasn't sure how I felt about this, but being that it's only a 5-issue investment and it's a $4 price tag and not a $6 price tag or a $5 price tag that Marvel likes to do on these events, I'm in. And once I realized it said Brisson, totally in. Along with Rogue, Antonio, Steven Segovia, and more. A new evil beyond understanding comes to the Marvel Universe. A seemingly unstoppable force has invaded the Marvel Universe, and it's going to take every hero the streets of New York has to stop it. A strange substance is taking over our heroes and citizens alike, draining them of their life force, stealing their knowledge and abilities, and neither science nor magic can stop it. Where did it come from? Can anything destroy it? And who will fall to its awful, overwhelming power? Yeah, so it looks like Marvel's trying to do their version. I wouldn't say their version of DCeased, because essentially DCeased is Marvel Zombies, just way fucking better. But I think Marvel's trying to do a story along those realms, a disease pathogen type of story, even though DC's actually got a couple of them going on right now because they got Batman and Superman as well, so bam. But nevertheless, competition aside, I dig it. I'm in. Daredevil #12, possibly one of Marvel's best titles. I would say I would say top 3 ongoing. Off the top of my head, Daredevil's top 3. For sure. And I don't need to do a description for this because it's just incredible. And I can imagine the description would just ruin it. Doctor Strange, number 20. Now this one is also ending. I would imagine that it's not going to take long. I think 2020 is going to, revive a lot of these canceled titles that are happening. So it's not the end of Doctor Strange by any means. We still get Doctor Strange in some other. He's in Avengers a little bit here and there, so yeah. But Mark Waid Jesus says, I've enjoyed this run. I really have. I expected to hang in there for 3 issues because I've never collected Doctor Strange up until this, but goddamn was it enjoyable. It really was. I'm impressed. So good on you. 20 issues is still. And it wasn't bi-weekly either. So this was a monthly title. So 20 months dedicated to a book. Or 20 months plus. There's nothing to gripe about. Fantastic Four, number 15. This book's really hitting its stride. Dan Slott, Paco Medina. So they're continuing on this point of origin story. The last issue was kind of diving deeper into the origin and all of that. And I'm digging it quite a bit. Loving Fantastic Four right now. And up until this title, this is a team that I really had no interest in. A title that I didn't think I'd be into. Once again, I've said that quite a bit, it seems. But I dig it. Oh, fuck. And the J. Scott Campbell cover? Whew, fuck. 100% getting this book 2 times. Future Foundation, number 3. I want to say this is only a 4-parter, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen any indication through hype or speculation that this book is I don't know. I guess it just really didn't grab me. I don't know what's going. It's following the well, maybe not. The kid. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. You know what? I'll try to read this description. How's that? Jeremy Whitley, Will Robson. Owen Reese, aka Molecule Man, once helped reshape the entire universe. Now his body is scattered across the cosmos, and the Future Foundation is out to put him back together. But they're not the only ones. It's a race across space as the Maker. That's who that is on the cover. That's what I thought. Such as sights on pieces of Reese. And with the prison security system out to murder them all, the Future Foundation is already behind the mark. But the Foundation has a secret weapon. Have I lost you yet? I don't know. Maybe you're reading it. By no means am I trying to talk down on a book. It's just because I'm ignorant. I don't know what the fuck's happening. This is a big one, guys. Ghost Rider is back, motherfuckers. Ghost Rider number 1, Ed Brisson, Aaron Cooter. Come on, guys. All hells break loose. All hells. All right. I hope that's not a typo. And that's a play on words. The brothers Ghost Rider are back. Johnny Blaze ain't just the king of hell. He's the warden, too. He's the first line of defense between the demonic hordes trying to escape the joint and the lords of other hells making a play for his throne and all the power that comes with it, including a certain evil queen from his past. Meanwhile, Danny Ketch never wanted to be a Ghost Rider. Now that his brother's in charge downstairs, Ketch must take on the duty of Earth's Spirit of Vengeance full time, no matter how much he'd rather be doing anything else. Yeah, man. It's a $5 price tag, but I'm hoping it's only on issue 1. It's been a while since we've seen Ghost Rider, guys, so get excited. I'm excited. That's for sure. House of X. Oh, man. Number 6 of 6. It's coming to an end, guys. Jonathan Hickman, Pepe Larraz. The inevitable future. The revolutionary tale of mutant kind's rise comes to a conclusion that will lay the groundwork of the X-Men stories for years to come. I didn't need to read that. Y'all knew that. I felt stupid at first. Wasn't sure how I felt about all this. I didn't buy into the hype. But because I have a podcast that revolves around informing y'all, I kept with it, and goddamn did it pay off. I'm so fucking happy with this book. I can't wait to see how this all turns about. It's gonna be good, guys. And 3,700 variants to come along with it again. Immortal Hulk number 24. I was under the impression this book was pushed back, but apparently not. Yeah, I don't need to hype up this at all. The cover shows Hulk crushing the world, though. So, world breaker story, maybe? I don't know. But Immortal Hulk speaks for itself. Marvel Comics 1001. So, the Marvel Comics 1000, that was a cash grab for sure. But the last page did actually mean something, and 1001 is supposedly going to explain what that meant. So, it's looking like another Superstar creative team again, and cool. Yeah, I'm picking it up. I'm going in as blind as can be to be awesome. I just know that it is going to mean something. It's probably going to mean a lot more than the last issue did, as entertaining as it was. Old Man Quill number 10 of 12. I've been loving this story. I like what Sachs does with the Wasteland stories, and this shit got deep. I think issue 8 is when it really got deep. Punisher number 16. Matthew Rosenberg, Simon Krudansky, along with Antonio Fabella on the covers. I've heard that this book is ending soon, and that would absolutely devastate me, because right now I do have this at the top spot of Marvel's current number 1 greatest best ongoing title. So yeah, Zemo Dark 30 is the story arc title or issue title. I don't need to give you any more than that. It's fucking Punisher, bitches. It's good. Trust me. Just trust me. Savage Avengers number 6. So we are now without Mike Deodato, but alas, Jerry Duggan continues on, and Kim Jacinto ain't no slouch either. David Finch did a badass cover. I love this story. And it looks like we're going to revolve. Yes, we're going to be. Conan and Punisher walked off into the sunset last time together, and it looks like that's what this is going to be revolving around. Their little story arc. I'm so fucking into that. Spider-Verse number 1, and only at $4. Alright, Marvel. I like it. I like what you did there. I'm so glad that you're not trying to. They know that they got a bunch of books coming out, a bunch of number 1s that everybody needs. So to not have them all $5, $6 titles is respectable. I do respect that quite a bit. Jed MacKay, Juan Frigeri, and Art Adams, along with a few others. Miles Morales finally feels like he gets this Spider-Man stuff. Well, it's about fucking time. And then falls through a portal. Oh, but isn't the web of life of destiny destroyed? Maybe not, true believer. But who spun this new web? Oh, guys, see, that's the thing. As I know, but I'm not going to spoil anything for you. At least I believe I know, based off of other shit that I read. That whole Spider-Verse arc. This is exciting. We're going to be bringing in some new characters. Show me Spiders-Man again. We are actually getting Spiders-Man and Superior Spider-Man right now, so I got my Spiders-Man. But, nevertheless, I'm intrigued. Spider-Ham's on the cover, so that's going to sell some fucking books, no doubt. No doubt. What else from Marvel? Star Wars number 72. I know I don't shout out enough Star Wars, but there's always Star Wars to shout out, so. And Greg Pak, Phil Noto doing their thing. Oh, man. I see, I don't know enough about. I enjoy Star Wars, but I'm not a Star Wars nerd, if you will. I don't know. I like Vader. That's kind of my guy. Those are the Star Wars titles I buy. So that's, yeah, those, you get what I'm saying. Let's see here. Couple more to shout out. Swordmaster number 4. I'm not reading Swordmaster. What's Swordmaster? What happened in Swordmaster? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's part of that connected to Arrow or whatever that title is. So, yeah. You guys reading Swordmaster? Here's your reminder. The last one, the last book of the week that I'm going to acknowledge and shout out. No, shit, that's a second printing. That does it. Son of a bitch. That does it for all of the, not just Marvel books, all of the books that I found relevant to talk about. Like I say, just because I didn't mention it doesn't mean I'm discrediting anything. Sometimes I forget shit. And frankly, if I were to go through and announce and describe every single comic that Diamond's shipping out only because I value your time, and yeah. Now, as far as the books that you can guarantee make the podcast, the overview section, my most anticipated, if you will, my most anticipated indie book of the week. Oh man, that's hard to say. It really is. There's some stuff coming to an end, some stuff, or at least getting ready to come to an end. Shit, I just put myself on the spot. You know what? I'm gonna have to go with Berserker Unbound. Not only because, but the main reason being issue 1 was so fucking bloody and violent and in your face, and then issue 2 felt kind of like a buddy type of story. So I want to see what direction issue 3 goes. I'm very, very intrigued. And Jeff Lemire and Mike Deodato Jr. Come on, enough said. My most anticipated DC book, there's a lot of good shit, but really, as long as Deceased is ever in that list, it's going to be number 1. So that's a given. It'll always be a given. I stand very, very firmly behind that book. Now, asking me to pick my most anticipated Marvel book this week, I don't know if I could give any answer confidently. Super excited about the number 1s, the Spider-Verses, the Ghost Riders, Contagion, Immortal Hulk, the Absolute Carnage tie-in. Daredevil's been spectacular. Marvel Comics 1001. That's going to be huge, or supposedly, at least according to shit that I've read. But House of X, number 6, how it's going to wrap up. I get there's still Powers of 10 to come after it, but I think it's only because I've flipped so hard on this. I went from going, fuck, this is overrated, to holy shit, this is brilliant. So my excitement is peaked. Now, with all of that being said, I would like to remind you how to support this podcast. Let me know you're listening. Give me them ratings, some 5-star ratings, or be honest, give me 4.5 stars if that's what you feel. But it really does help the podcast. It lets me know you're listening, and the feedback is received for sure. I read the comments. I do. The other way to help the podcast is to head over to Patreon. I have tons of tiers to choose from, all way more beneficial than the actual money you put into it. I believe you really get more out of this. You get your bang for the buck. That's for damn sure. And even for $1, it could potentially land you a free beer. So head on over to Patreon and figure out how the fuck you get a free beer out of me for $1. And, if you guys have any questions, anything like that, concerns, responses, comments, the best place to reach me is Twitter, @Cheers to Comics. But if you don't have Twitter, you probably have Facebook. Most people have Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Cheers to Comics. Instagram, I am the Cheers to Comics podcast. But you guys know how to work the internet. I don't need to remind you of all of that. So, I'm done talking. You slurds have a good week. You'll be hearing from me next time. Support your local LCS. It's been a podcast. Cheers, fuckers.